The Kraken is a Slayer boss in old school RuneScape, requiring 87 Slayer to kill. This is not to be confused with the lesser variant, called just Cave Kraken, but you would still need a Kraken task to kill the boss version. Have you ever wondered why every high level player you see has thousands upon thousands of Kraken kills? That's because of how AFK and easy this boss is, and the requirements for killing him are extremely low. For the skills, 75 magic I would say can be the minimum, as well as the recommended, or just anything higher. Reason being is because you can use the trident at 75 magic, which is perfect, and then anything higher than 75 is a bonus. Same as magic, minimum I would say 75 HP, and that's just because you can take some annoying damage here. You do have long trips, but higher HP the better, but really you can do it with anything. Other than those two skills, the only requirement or recommendation I can have for killing the Kraken is 70 defense to wear either Carol's or Blessed D'hide. Lastly, I highly recommend you have Fairy Tale Part 2 unlocked, or at least partially completed to the point you can use fairy rings for easy access to the cave. Shown on screen is my personal Kraken setup, and you can upgrade or downgrade where you see fit. Items I'm currently wearing that are the best in slot would be Slayer Helmet, Occult Necklace, Imbued God Cape, but if you don't have Imbued, just bring a normal God Cape, and lastly, the Tormented Bracelet. Otherwise, the rest of the gear you can either upgrade or downgrade where you see fit depending on your budget. The reason I'm wearing Carol's armor instead of magic armor such as Aram's or Mystic is due to how the Kraken attacks. The Kraken uses a typeless magical ranged attack, meaning you cannot pray against it. Seeing as how we can't pray, which is also why you don't see any prayer or restores in my inventory, we can wear gear with magic defense to counteract the no prayer and reduce damage. If you have Ancestral, obviously wear that, as the DPS increase will be far more worth than defense, but otherwise, Carol's or Blessed D'hide, or maybe even Black D'hide. For the weapon, I'm bringing a Trident of the Swamp. Of course, you can just bring a normal Trident of the Seas, or if you're extremely rich, a Shadow or Nightmare Staff. Otherwise, the Trident works just fine. For offhand, I opt to just bring a Book of Darkness for the magic bonus. You could try bringing possibly a Odium Ward or maybe even a Twisted Buckler, but I think a Book of Darkness works just fine. If you can't bring a Tormented Bracelet, seeing as how it's about 11 mil, you can easily just bring Barrow's Gloves, or possibly even try a Regen Bracelet because of the passive healing effect you get from it. Otherwise, just bring Barrows though. For boots, the best in slot is Eternal Boots, then Infinity, then technically Boots of Brimstone, but I'm just rocking Mystic Boots. For my ring slot, I use a Brimstone ring, which is pretty balanced for all types of content, but ideally you're bringing a Imbued Ring of Suffering with the recoil turned off. Your next best bet would be an Imbued Seer's Ring. Otherwise, the third best, and like I said I use, is the Ring of Brimstone. But like I said, you can make any upgrades or downgrades as you want. The inventory is as simple as it gets for a boss. The first slot is going to be fishing explosives. You can get this from any Slayer Master by right-clicking and hitting trade, and it's 1 explosive per kill, so just bring more than whatever your task is or exactly how many your task is. If you're an older player, you might remember back in the day you would use a magic short bow, but seeing as how in 2021 they changed it so fishing explosives work, there's no reason to bring a MSB anymore in my opinion. Of course, I have a rune pouch with just standard runes so I can tele to the house with easy access. If you don't have a pool or anything in your house that's good, you can just bring a dueling ring for the Ferox Enclave. Additionally, if you don't have a fairy ring in your house or have the elites, what you can do is just bring a Draman Staff along with that ring of dueling, and lastly a Ardoin Cloak so you can go to the Enclave, restore and bank, cloak to the fairy ring, and then teleport here. Otherwise, if you're 83 or 84 construction and have the best house, just use that. Then besides the fishing explosive and rune pouch, all I bring is just the rest of my inventory with food. As you can see here, I'm bringing mana rays, but you can easily just bring sharks. And that's actually it for the entire setup. This boss is super straightforward, but if you do have an imbued heart, you can bring that along as well, but I do not. Like I said previously, the best way to get there is by using the fairy ring code AKQ, but another alternative method if you don't use fairy rings or don't have them is just Piscator's teleport scrolls that you can buy from the JE. I think they're like 2k each. This puts you about 30 tiles northeast of the Fairy Ring, so this is a good alternative, but I honestly probably would just rather opt for the Fairy Ring, even if you do have a Drobbin staff and that sort of thing, because it's just easier. Generally, if you've ever seen one of my videos, you know that this is around the time I explain the mechanics of the fight, so you know what to expect before going there. Luckily for you, that is not required in the slightest with the Kraken. As you can see on screen, I'm just going to start showing you my full run of getting there and beginning the trip. I'm going to Fairy Ring 8KQ from my house and run straight west into the Kraken cave. As you can see at the back, there is a crevice. If you didn't know, you can either enter the public crevice, which has other people and you can sit and watch them and your drops will despawn fast. But if you right click, you can hit private, paying 25k coins, which are just taken straight from your bank, and then this is a private instance that nobody can come in. Another benefit of the private instance, items on the ground, such as when you kill him or if you drop something, will despawn after 30 minutes. So you don't have to worry about your loot despawning if you're AFKing, and you can let it build up. Quick warning though, if you die, all the items on the ground disappear. So as you can see, all we're going to do here is use a fishing explosive on the middle pool. You don't have to have auto retaliate on, and I actually recommend against it, as you don't want to waste charges on the tentacle arms. Otherwise, once you use your fishing explosive, you can just AFK until he's dead. That is the entire fight. He does not have any special mechanics. There's no special attacks you need to worry about. As soon as he's up, you will kill him until he's dead, and you can repeat. The reason we have so much food is because after a while, maybe after a couple kills, or if you're unlucky, maybe just after one kill, he will deal a decent amount of damage just over time, so you can eat food where you see fit. Another benefit of the private instance is he does have supply drops such as sharks or edible seaweed, so they can last on the ground for longer, and then you can just keep going off of that. But anyway, that is going to be the entire kill. Once you are done, you can simply teleport out, bank, and come back. There is no more mechanics I have to explain, and that's pretty much everything. If you like how simple and quick this guide was, subscribe for more like this. I'm going to be releasing more Slayer boss guides within the coming weeks, and I do have other ones on my channel already. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and see ya!